Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Warships with Rear Admiral Jingles, where today, in this domination battle on the Shatter map, Slim Pickens 98 here, in the Soviet supership heavy cruiser, the Novosibirsk, or however the hell you pronounce this thing. Actually, can we just take a moment to discuss his name, Slim Pickens 98? He's immediately dated himself there, hasn't he, because you have to be a certain age to even know who Slim Pickens was. He was an actor who basically played cowboys. And even if you don't know who Slim Pickens was, I guarantee if there's one particular clip I show you, everybody's going to go, oh, that guy, even if you didn't know who he was. And it's from Stanley Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. You ready? This was Slim Pickens. This is him. He played Major Kong, the pilot of a B-52 that was on his way to bomb Russia, but had taken some damage. And one of the bombs got stuck in the bomb bay, so he, well, went to sit on the bomb and kick it loose, and it worked. And that's what he's probably most famous for. Riding rodeo on a nuke. And ironically enough, I mean, he usually played cowboys, but he was actually a cowboy, and he did do the rodeo. He was actually a fairly famous and successful rodeo clown before he became an actor, so riding a nuke down while yee-hawing probably came as second nature to him, but he was a very, very good character actor. And Slim here has named himself after him, so clearly Slim has excellent taste. But enough about Slim Pickens. The Novosibirsk. Don't actually see many of these. It's the heavy cruiser, the supership, at the end of the Soviet heavy cruiser line. Got big guns, 254mm, 9 of them. And it's fairly well armoured. It's very similar to the Petropavlovsk. It's just got bigger guns and, believe it or not, even better armour. 50mm of deck armour everywhere. It's got an icebreaker bow, so it's basically impossible to citadel from the front. Oh, he's managed to get up here completely undetected. And of course it has radar. And there's a Smolensk over there, who's just gotten spotted, which means he's almost certainly about to smoke up. Which means in theory, because this is a heavy cruiser, the Smolensk is about to have an extremely bad day. In theory. Oh, and the team have just lost a Fletcher, so good start. Because you see, the thing about the Smolensk is it's got this bullshit armour scheme, which means that battleship caliber armour piercing just over penetrates, even if he's given you a nice big flat broadside to shoot at. But guess what? 254mm armour piercing appears to just over penetrate, even though he's given you a nice big juicy flat broadside to shoot at. And when it's not just over penetrating, it's ricocheting. Yeah, make sense of that if you will. Any other light cruiser caught broadside on in these kind of circumstances with a heavy cruiser of any type shooting at it would have been dead by now. But not the Smolensk, oh no. Meanwhile, the Smolensk returned fire, and it wasn't just the Smolensk, somebody else was lobbing high explosive at him. Despite the 50mm deck and the icebreaker bow, has done substantial damage and did cause a double fire, so Slim's had to use his damage control, and of course, obviously the Smolensk was going to launch torpedoes, so he's backed off. Despite the early loss of the Fletcher, one of the team's other destroyers, the Kitakazi, has managed to torpedo and sink the enemy Seattle, so that's one less radar for the remaining destroyers on the team to worry about. Both teams had 2 radars, although, well, the enemy team now only has 1 in the shape of their Annapolis. Technically, it's possible that Slim's team have 3. As well as himself and the Des Moines, they do also have a Minotaur, although it's likely that the Minotaur has smoke instead. Either way, the team now do have the radar advantage, which, in theory, should be good news for the team's destroyers. In theory. Despite this technical advantage, however, the enemy team are the only ones with any cap circles. They've taken the cap at Alpha, they're in the process of flipping the caps at Bravo and Charlie as well. The team's Yoshino is calling for the rest of the team to focus their fire on one enemy destroyer that just got spotted, the Z-44. We'll be hearing more from that Z-44 later on in the battle. He's not the first one dead on the enemy team. He's the second one dead on the enemy team, killed by the Minotaur. He's already making his presence known in chat there. I can't really repeat it because this is a family show, but don't worry, there's going to be plenty more gems of wisdom coming from that particular guy, especially towards the end of this battle. Meanwhile, Slim here, I'm not quite sure exactly what that Schlieffen's game plan was. Oh, the team have just lost a further 2 ships, by the way, so despite the kill on the Z-44, they are 1 kill behind, and they still don't hold any cap circles, although the Kitakazi is desperately trying to flip the cap at Bravo. But what's the deal with this Schlieffen? Oh, and the team have just lost another destroyer, so they've only got the 1 left, the Kitakazi. Now, don't get me wrong, the Schlieffen's a good ship. It's got good guns, it's got great secondaries, it's very fast. It's not exactly blessed with an overabundance of armour, however. And that guy's already been Citadel once and just refuses to do anything other than to give this nice big juicy flat broadside to everybody shooting at him. I guess all that damage he's taken is just Slim's team getting lucky, right? Or perhaps not. What the hell is... Oh, hang on a minute, I get it. Initially I was thinking, you know, it's the same old story. Anybody can get themselves a tier 10 battleship, just play badly enough for long enough and eventually you'll get the tier 10. But then I remembered, oh yeah. The Schlieffen was given away at Christmas, wasn't it? That explains it. So Slim's first kill, and it came just in time too, because his team were actually down to 170 points. And then they lost the Minotaur, so despite the kill, they're back down to 160 points, they still have no cap circles, and the enemy team are still 2 kills ahead. And then they lose the Kitakazi, and now they're 3 kills ahead. Slim's got the high explosive loaded though, and there's the Fletcher. They're down to 115 points. Slim nails the Fletcher, claws them back a couple of points, they're now up to 145, but they now have no destroyers as well as no cap circles, and with no destroyers, getting any of these cap circles back is going to prove to be rather difficult, although they do have a chance, mostly just due to the numbers, of taking the cap here at Alpha. There's the Annapolis. There's a potential kill here. He's got the armor piercing loaded. Come on, boys. Let's do it. No shortage of enemy ships to shoot at. On account of being so horribly outnumbered, there goes the Sejong and the Des Moines, and despite the kill on the Annapolis, that means they're now down to 80 points, and they still have no cap circles. Friendly torpedoes. Must have been from the Yoshino. No idea what they were aimed at. Now he's got the Smolensk. And it turns out that if you throw enough shit at the wall, even when you're shooting at a Smolensk, eventually, some of it's going to stick. Smolensk, of course, managed to inflict another double fire on him, so there goes the repair party and the damage control again. Oh, he's going to... yeah. I mean, you know, obvious torpedoes are obvious, but the thing about the Novosibirsk is it's so horribly slow to turn that there was little chance he wasn't going to get away with eating at least one of those. So, yeah, it's a shame that damage control had just expired, otherwise it would have taken care of that flood too, but, well, too little, too late. He's just going to have to deal with it. So, 8 minutes into the battle, there's only 4 of them left, and they're only now flipping their first cap circle. Slim pops his radar. 2 enemy destroyers spotted. Good range on this radar, but it does have a very, very short duration. He's only got 7 seconds left. It's an extremely low health Cassard there. He tries to take the shot, but the island's in the way. And radar expires. And before anybody can capitalise on the detection, the Cassard goes unspotted. As does the Halland. So there are 2 enemy destroyers lurking around there as Slim slows down to ensure that he doesn't get reset as he takes the team's first cap circle here at Alpha, accompanied by the Grosser Kurfürst. 2 destroyers in there. Good news, neither of them have smoke, so if they get spotted, they're going to stay spotted. Unfortunately, there's still a 1.5 minute cooldown left on the radar. The Grosser Kurfürst, however, has excellent hydro. It's extremely long range and long duration. It's basically a mini radar. Oh, the Yoshino, that was some good shooting actually from the Yoshino. That Cassard was spotted for a fraction of a second and he managed to snipe him, so good job there. Those look like Halland torpedoes streaking by. Those things are ridiculously fast. Oh crap, a Yamato. Okay. Well, Slim isn't spotted, but the Grosser Kurfürst almost certainly is. Oh, yeah, here comes an airstrike from the Golden Line. Shots coming in from the Yamato. Yeah, I think we can conclude that the Grosser Kurfürst is definitely spotted and is enjoying the attention of the entire enemy team, which is bad news for him, but it's really, really good news for Slim. And of course, the Golden Lion airstrike doesn't actually spot Slim. And here comes the St. Vincent. The St. Vincent knows that the Grosser Kurfürst is there, doesn't know that Slim is here, thinks he's safe. And of course, it's a battle cruiser, so belt armour not particularly thick. And Slim's got all of these 254mm armour-piercing shells loaded and ready to go. Surprise, it's me! Bit of a lag spike there. Oh, there he goes. 7 overpens. What? The actual... How? And, of course, the St. Vincent gets an amazing heal, so that fails to kill him. Slim dodges the torpedo. Surely this is going to kill him. He gets a... What does it take? I mean, he's got to duck in behind the island here because he doesn't want to get shot up by the Yamato. But finally, eventually, there's the Kraken unleashed. And he is safe, not just from the Yamato, but holy... Look, I think that's all of the torpedoes. There's the deep water torpedoes from the Jinan. There go the torpedoes from the Halland. I'm surprised there isn't also an airstrike coming in from the Golden Lion, but there is absolutely no way the Grosser Kurfürst. And let's not forget, he was getting shot up by a Yamato as well. There was no surviving that. So that is one extremely dead Grosser Kurfürst, and now there's only 3 of them left. 400 points and 1 cap circle behind. Slim, still undetected. Not particularly anxious to expose broadside to the Yamato over there. Waiting for its heel to do its job. His hydro's still running, so that might help out the Wisconsin if the Jinan reloads its torpedoes. He's still got 2 charges of radar left, but, well, they know where the Halland is, so he doesn't really need to use it. The thing is, he can't just let the Wisconsin meet the same fate as the Grosser Kurfürst. He has to support him. But he's got a better chance of doing it from here. He might actually have some broadside Yamato to shoot at. Well, the Yamato's a powerful ship. He's going for the cheek armour. He might get some citadels here. Oh, he does. Double citadel. Beautiful. The Yamato does see him, of course. Okay, it looks like the wreck of the St. Vincent is going to allow him to actually get around here. Here comes some Halland torpedoes. Oh, well, that's not going to be good news for the Wisconsin. And the Yamato's looking right at him. Probably assuming that the Halland is going to finish off the Wisconsin with his torpedoes, and he might. Gets another citadel. Eats more Yoshino torpedoes. Rear turrets going for the citadel. Cheek shot again. Fails to get it. The Wisconsin's gone down. There's only 2 of them left alive now. Him and the Yoshino. But, well, it's not like the Yamato's making life hard for him. Yamato, angle your bloody armour. Or don't. Oh, he's finally doing it now, but that's just exposing the cheek to potential citadels, which doesn't happen. He eats an airstrike from the... Oh, he's got to finish him. Raises the shots. He's not going to penetrate the bows. He's going for the turret shot. He's got him. And there's the Halland. Instantly switches to the high explosive. The Halland has just launched its torpedoes, but they're very, very fast reloading. And they're going to be up soon. So this guy needs to die quick. There goes the radar. The Yoshino's smacked him with a couple of pretty good salvos. Oh, here comes the Golden Lion. Come on, get those turrets swung around, because his torpedoes are about to reload. Golden Lion mostly misses. There's the Halland torpedoes. And he's managed to dodge them all, and the Halland didn't dodge the 254mm high explosive, which means, well, 14 minutes into the battle, and they're finally equal on kills. They're still behind on caps, and they're still 300, in fact, nearly 400 points behind on points. There's 6.5 minutes of this battle left, and with that kind of points disadvantage, and given how far they are away from any of the cap circles, particularly the Yoshino, and also the fact that those 2 enemy cruisers are way stealthier, and even though they don't have radar, well, something the size of a Novosibirsk, and a Yoshino for that matter, they're not going to be difficult to spot. So the enemy team definitely have the stealth advantage. So even if they, and you can tell that he doesn't have any choice, they're going to lose on points if they don't slow down the rate that the enemy team are gaining them, so he has no choice but to head into that cap circle. Be nice if the Yoshino could take the lead, but he's too far behind. So Slim doesn't really have any choice. I mean, he's down to 10,000 hit points. He's got to go for it. He can't afford to sit around waiting for the Yoshino to take the lead, or the enemy team will be even further ahead on points, and the clock will have been run even further down. The thing is, even taking this cap circle, I don't think it's going to be enough. The enemy team are so far ahead on points, which means they need to find and kill the last 2 enemy ships. And that works both ways, of course. It also means that the last 2 enemy ships just need to stay alive in order to win. They literally just have to do nothing. Slim moves into the central cap at Bravo. This is, of course, telegraphing his position to the enemy team. Can they I don't even know why I'm asking. This is a game of throws. You know exactly what's going to happen. Slim's got his hydro running because Jinan torpedoes are a very, very real threat. And his radar will be back up. Now, there it goes. Oh look, he's spotted both of them. Well, the Jinan's on this side. The Golden Lion's on that side. Yoshino, you take the Golden Lion. Slim's going to go for the Jinan. Both surviving enemy cruisers, not running away, staying undetected, and taking the points win. Instead, they're closing in on a radar cruiser. How smart do you think this is going to be? Slim's got the armor piercing loaded. He's almost finished taking this cap, so no matter what happens, this cap is being claimed. The radar's expired. Like I said, great range, but very short duration on this thing. Come on, Jinan. There you are. Now this is what should happen when you're in a light cruiser and you give broadside to a ship armed with 254mm guns. There's kill number 8. Slim's there in chat, thanking the Jinan for its service. And it's here where, you remember the Z44 from earlier? I did say he was going to be back. He's been sitting here. Oh, yep, there are the deep water torpedoes. Or they could still get him. Deep water torpedoes, of course, hit very, very hard. So even one of them is almost certainly going to shave off his 10,000 remaining hit points. But I think he's good. Despite the horrible turning circle of this thing, it is fairly fast in a straight line. So he's going to survive. Meanwhile, the armchair warrior in the Z44, who, remember, hasn't sunk anything and died in the first couple of minutes of the battle, is now pontificating on exactly how good everybody else is. And for some reason, he's particularly upset not just with his 2 teammates who are desperately trying to throw, and he's not particularly wrong about that, but he's very upset with Slim. He doesn't appear to think that Slim is any good. Well, I think the scoreboard. Yeah, 8 kills. Yeah, you're terrible. I mean, I haven't taken the time to look at Slim's player profile, and I'm not going to. I don't particularly care how bad or good a player is. He's having a bloody good game. Whether the Z44 appears to agree with it or not, he's on 8 kills. That's 4 times as much as the rest of his team combined. Nobody's going to take this one away from him. And Slim doesn't care. He's there in chat. He's only just... He's basically saying, yeah, cry some more, please. I mean, the Z44 is right. All those fools had to do was run and stay alive. He's certainly not wrong. But I don't think he's particularly accurate in his assessment of Slim's performance. And now, of course, the Golden Lion's going to beach himself. Not looking where he's going. He's zigging when he should be zagging. The Yoshino fails to finish him off, but Slim has a dose of 254mm high. There it is. Kill number 9. There were only 3 ships on the enemy team that he didn't sink. Kill number 9 in this throw of epic proportions. Remember, at one point his team were down to 80 points. All the last 2 remaining enemy ships had to do was nothing, and they would have still won. And they managed to find a way to screw even that up. So, well, what can I say? I mean, 9 kills. I can't remember the last time I saw that. And that's a 3,000 base experience battle for Slim Pickens here in the Novosibirsk. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.